So hello again, not that long time no seen, but meanwhile I acquire a final piece for my collection of Harry Potter. So I have the train, I have the castle, I have the owl, I have pretty much everything. So what was left, it's actually a new set that came to the Lego. The Gringotts Bank of Magic. So you can see from the box we have one big huge box. So it's around 4,000 something pieces, and you can also see, I'll put it here, it's quite heavy from the behind, that will be dealing with quite some details inside, having characters from Harry Potter 1, when we first remember going with Hagrid to achieve some money and Hagrid to take the Philosopher's Stone, but also from the last movie, part 8, when we remember Hermione as Bellatrix Lestrange going in order to take one of the Horcruxes. So just like every time, but I'll put it down, being a little too heavy and also too big. I'll have to unzip everything once I also managed to realize where I put the scissor. Found it, because most likely we'll be dealing with quite some work, but it will be done while doing my usual work. So the big ones were relieved. So is the monster with me. And guess what? Within a box, what can you find besides the classic bags with numbers that you're going to construct? In this case, another box. Or boxes. But actually, although I turned it wrong way, or for the first time in the right way, but the pieces are, some of them in the big box, some of them are actually in the second box, where most likely it's also the book, which I'm actually more interested in seeing than the other one. So, okay, we don't have one book, we have actually two books, and the main piece on which we will going to construct. So usually every time after I unpack this and take a brief look at the book, I tend to put all the bags in order so it will be easier for me to grab them. So let's see why it looks so complicated. Although if I remember, for the train I actually had 4 books. So here are actually inside are 2 books and a lot of stitches. So we have a lot to paint. So in bag number 1, actually we have book 1 and 2. So as a brief to understand, so it was made by more Harry Potter fans, which is amazing. So most likely for the book 1 we have 5. So we'll be starting to get this kind of structure, which is amazing. So by the end I will have the first part on which the building the Gringotts will stay, so this part. Book 2, which starts from 6 to 12, will be actually going even further and have one piece of a dragon. And if we go even farther with this one, most likely here I'm expecting to have 2 books as well, or at least 1. Another 2 books, so quite familiar, book 3 and 4. And let's see, so far nothing to put. So we have book 3, which will be the lower part of the bank with multiple, so until now 22 pieces. And the final book, which probably will be the end of it, will be having the whole bank. So in the first 2 we're actually building the structure tree, and in the last one we're actually building the lower part and the upper part of the building. So this will be quite interesting. So 4 books, so see, not like another PhD thesis. Hope will be starting soon. We'll see how many hours, but as I read, we'll be expecting something that it's almost 80 centimeters tall. So I will probably, you see that spot behind me, I'll have to put it there because I don't have that tall places where to put it, and my mother not that easy to spot it also there. She will spot it quite easy. So most likely it will start in book 1. So this is our challenge, to recreate the Gringotts Bank, the vault, everything. We have a dragon. So what can I say? Stay tuned in order to see how it evolves, how it turns from simple bricks into a simple masterpiece, which will actually conclude, but will not actually conclude, because afterwards I see that it's actually like a complex structure, because it also gets attached, and I will buy these two, with Diagon Alley and the Weasley's shop, Diagon Weasley. So in order to have the whole, so probably 2 more Legos, and for Harry Potter it's done, because the only other left are also the train and the castle, but in smaller details than what I have. What I will probably do further with the Harry Potter set will be to bring, because it has also individual pieces for the castle, more detailed than the big one that I have. The big one is like an overview of the whole, and stick to them together and create another world. But for that, probably I have to move in another apartment or make some space. But so far so good, everything looks okay. Increasing the family of Legos, and stay tuned.